Let's get into our Champions Classic preview. The reason we're doing this podcast in the morning so we can get this baby out before the games. This 14 Classic between Kansas, Michigan State, Duke, and Kentucky started back in 2011. Let's not forget, Max, the 2014 Classic in Indianapolis. You and I went there.
Yeah, awesome.
You left the keys in the Uber, had to call the guy, had to come back. It was pretty sloppy, but
It was a mess. It was a mess.
that was that big team for Kentucky with Big Cat and Devin Booker. They smacked my Jayhawks 72-40. 72-40 beatdown in that game that we saw. This year, the Classic is at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh.
Max, let's get into a preview here. This is going to be our first game picks of the year that we're making for college basketball. 4:30 Mountain Time on ESPN. All these teams are undefeated. All these teams are 2-0. We got the Spartans of Michigan State taking on my Jayhawks, the number one team in the nation. We talked about Kansas a lot last week. Final Four and national championship pick for both of us, if I'm not mistaken, Max.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas, they returned their big three. We all know about it. Hunter Dickinson, DeJuan Harris, KJ Adams. Kansas has the third-ranked transfer class, according to 247 Sports. Rylan Griffin comes over from Alabama, shooting the three. We got Zeke Mayo coming from the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State, Summit League Player of the Year last year. And A.J. Storr, second team All-Big Ten, almost 17 a game from Wisconsin last year. That's a huge transfer class, Max. That's a huge transfer class.
Definitely.
And I love Mr. Indiana, Flory Badunga, the 14th ranked recruit. Through these two games, he's got 21 points, 13 boards, and 3 blocks, only missed one shot.
Wow.
Backing up Big Dick. First two games, played Howard, beat him by 30, 87-57. And then on Friday night, Max, did you watch that UNC game?
No.
That was a good one. One. Jayhawks prevailed in Allen Fieldhouse, 92-89 over the Tar Heels, a blue blood battle. Kansas shot 59% in the first half and was up 51-31 at halftime. So UNC really came back in that second half.
Mm-hmm.
A win tonight, Max, for Bill Self. That would be 591 wins at Kansas. That would pass Fog Allen for the most in Kansas program history. Any thoughts on these Jayhawks?
Jayhawks look really good. Great win against UNC. The reason I missed the Breezy because my Purdue Boilers were on. Sorry, yeah. I know that was a better game, but I got
double scrappy.
No double scrappy. Couldn't do it. Didn't have the TVs that night. So, yeah, this is going to be an awesome game with Kansas and Michigan State. Well, are you going to get a breakdown on Michigan State in a second?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. That's all I got. Kansas looks great start.
The Spartans of Michigan State, of course, led by Tom Izzo, top 5, top 3 coach in the game, no doubt about it. They lose their 3 leading scorers, Tyson Walker, Malik Hall, and A.J. Hogard all leave. Also lost starting center Matty Sissoko and 6th man Trey Holloman, so lost a lot. Their only returning starter is senior Jaden Akins, 10.5 points and 4 boards last year. They bring in the 16th ranked recruiting class, according to 247 Sports, led by Jace Richardson. Does that last name ring a bell for you for Michigan State? Richardson?
Jason Richardson?
Yep, this is his son. He was on the 2000 national championship team, played many years in the NBA. So this is his son coming in. Michigan State, first game beat Monmouth, 81-57, then Niagara, 96-60. Got good size, Max. Michigan State always has multiple big men off the bench coming in, but I don't think they have a lot of talent. They don't have the guys to get up and down with Kansas. No doubt about it. I'm taking the spread on Kansas, 6.5. No doubt about it. I got my Jayhawks, of course, over Michigan State. Are you going to surprise us and take Michigan State and give us your thoughts on the Spartans this year?
I think the Spartans are underrated. Okay, I think Akins is really good. All right, Kohler's already averaging over 10 rebounds per game. Okay, you know that Michigan State. This is how they play. Okay, they usually play some really tough defense, and then they basically get it and go. You're right, though. I do have Kansas taking down Michigan State. But one thing that I'll say about Michigan State this year that's a little bit different is I'm noticing that they're averaging 46.5 rebounds. Whoa. Can they keep that up? Obviously. I know they played the cupcake games. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Sure. But, it sounds like right now they're boxing out and going after the ball. Okay, so it's a good start for them. This is going to be a really good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think that this could go to
No.
the last 2 minutes. Best coaches going up against each other. It's going to be a really fun game, and I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way, Cole Breezy. I know you don't want to hear that, but Kansas by far has the better team.
I'm gonna go Jayhawks by 9. I'm gonna go Jayhawks by 9 tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Monmouth and Niagara. Michigan State's gonna rebound. We know that. But Kansas, they had a great tune-up with North Carolina last week. That's gonna pay dividends here. Definitely. Both of us are on the Jayhawks. National championship picks. Are we ever gonna go against the Jayhawks? I don't know. I don't know on a neutral. On a neutral. Maybe on the road we will.
Yeah, Houston, Iowa State, maybe
Baylor,
Baylor. Yeah, yeah.
Arizona.
Oh, well,
Big
wait, is
12.
Arizona? Hold on. Is Arizona in the Big 12
Yes.
now? Okay,
Yes, sir.
forgot about that. Yeah, new
Yeah.
season, everybody.
Yeah.
UCLA, USC's in the Big
Yep.
10. It's yeah,
It
gosh.
was Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado Buffs, and Utah joined the Big 12.
Oh wow,
So
wow, Colorado too. They're gonna
yeah,
take a
Buffs.
step back this year, but
My Jayhawks are coming out here in I think February, early
nice.
February. So
Snag
it's
those tickets now. Snag.
too much right now. Too much right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Yeah. The other game tonight in the Champions Classic, the doubleheader. And let's not forget, we got a little half hour in between to do the college football rankings. It's the second week for the rankings, so let's not sleep on that in between games. But the second game, 7 o'clock Mountain Time on ESPN. The number 6 ranked Duke Blue Devils are taking on the 19th ranked Kentucky Wildcats.
Oh yeah.
Let's look at Duke first here, Max. Kyle, soft serve cream, Filipowski, and Jared McCain. They both were first round picks. They're not there anymore. Jeremy Roach, the point guard, he goes to Baylor. Mark Mitchell on the wing, he goes to Missouri. So the only returning starter for Duke is junior Tyrese Proctor. 10.5 points, 3 boards, 3.5 assists last year. But of course, Max, they bring in the number one recruiting class. Number one recruiting class led by the big dog, Cooper Flag. Con Kneppel, one of the better names. He's looking like a better he's looking like a pretty damn good scorer.
Yeah.
And then Kaman Maluach, who was on the South Sudan team that played the U.S. in the Olympics. So he's a freshman on this team. Definitely a young team, as always, at Duke. 22nd ranked transfer class, according to 247sports.com, headlined by Sion James, I think Sion James, and your guy Mason Gillis came over from Purdue.
I was going to bring that up. Man, he betrayed us. He said, peace out. I'm going to go win a championship.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
No, I love Mason Gillis. Yeah, do what you got to
Definitely.
do, man. I got no problem with it.
Tough player. Tough player.
Oh, plays hard defense, man.
2 cupcakes to open up for the Duke Blue Devils. They played Maine 96-62, and they played Army 100-58. Max, what do you think about the Duke Blue Devils, this recruiting class? I know you got them in the Final Four, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, I'm looking at these stats, right? I mean, obviously, it's 2 games. They're averaging 98 points per game. That's going to go down a little bit in the ACC, 45 rebounds per game as well. But they have some rare talent, Can't wait to see this game tonight against Kentucky, so they can have a little bit more of a competition game, right? A little more competitiveness, but this is a championship caliber team, Cole Breezy. That's all I got to say.
I'm with you. Con Knippel, he might lead Duke in scoring. This Duke can really score the ball. Let's look at the Wildcats of Kentucky. Whole new team here, Max. A whole new era for Big Blue Nation. John Calipari leaves after 14 years. 14 years. He leaves for Arkansas. Let's not forget, he had 4 Final Fours in his first 5 seasons with Kentucky. 4 Final Fours in his first 5 seasons, but then never got back. Never got back there. Mark Pope. Alma mater was Kentucky. He comes in from BYU, the Mormon. Completely new roster, Max. They don't return one scholarship player. Not one scholarship player returns. Completely new roster. 5th ranked transfer class. Pope brings his guy Jackson Robinson over from BYU. He was their leading scorer last year, just over 14 a game. They get Lamont Butler from San Diego State. Started the last 3 years from them.
Mm-hmm.
The buzzer-beating game winner over FAU in the Final Four. Let's not forget about this guy. They get Otega Owe from Oklahoma, second leading scorer for the Sooners last year, 11.5 a game. They have the 47th ranked recruiting class, not a lot of big names as freshmen. They beat Wright State 103-62, and then Bucknell 100-72. So both games over 100. We know Mark Pope wants to get up and down. A lot of threes. Can they take down the Duke Blue Devils in State Farm Arena tonight?
I think we're sleeping on Kentucky. I'm looking. Okay, obviously the stats right now are absolutely ridiculous, but I'm looking at the size of
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting big man Amari Williams, 7 feet tall, 262 pounds, from England. Cobrezi, nice crumpets and
Oh.
tea. They got another guy. 250 pounds, 6'10. Andrew Carr, 6'11.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys here that are 6'5 and up. They're big. These guys
Yeah.
are big. Should we go over some real quick stats so far? The Kentucky's averaging over 100 points per game, 49 rebounds, 26 assists, 10 steals, 5 blocks, and shooting 53.5% from the field. Great start. I know they're playing we keep saying cupcakes. Okay, they're playing queefs. Okay, no doubt about it. But I think we're slipping on Kentucky. I ranked 19th. I don't know.
There we are too.
Mm-hmm.
Who you taking in this game? You going to put your balls on the table and take them then?
I'm going Duke. Okay, I am gonna go
Ah,
Duke. Okay, and I
ah,
got Duke going to the Final Four. How
you
the hell
do.
am I gonna go
You do.
Kentucky tonight?
You do.
I think this gives Kentucky a little gives lets them be a little modest, little
Mhm.
more humble from these two games that they're just blowing out. So they're gonna learn a little bit more from this. But I think Kentucky they're gonna be there, guys. They're gonna be there. They're huge, huge.
Keep your eyes on Maluwach tonight for Duke. I want to see what he can do. Definitely a long athlete. And Max, I was on the fence on this game. I think you convinced me. I think you've convinced me to go Mark Pope and the
Oh, I
Wildcats
like it.
here. Duke, we're starting Duke, we're starting three freshmen, a sophomore and a junior, and we're talking about all these big bodies, all these transfers, fourth
Huge.
and
Oh
fifth
my
year guys,
gosh.
third, fourth, and fifth year guys. I think they might go in here and punk Duke, bang them up on the boards, get them in foul trouble, and a lot of freshmen for Duke, as always.
Yeah, yeah.
Kentucky, that's not going to be the way anymore for Kentucky, for Big Blue Nation, not getting all these recruiting classes anymore.
They want to
Gonna be
win,
old.
man. They want to win.
It's gonna be older guys. I got Kentucky in this one, Max. A little upsetting,
Nice.
a little upset
I
here.
like
Yeah.
it. Heck yeah. Sweet.